Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how I picked the courses that I am taking for John Cabot University. And this information really applies to whatever courses you take your fall semester. So if you're a spring admit to USC, I would suggest watching this video. When I found out I was a spring admit and when I decided that I would commit to USC, I looked for videos like these. I didn't find any that were particularly helpful. So now that I went through the process myself, I'm gonna talk about what I wish I knew beforehand. I don't think I made any mistakes, but it would have been a lot easier if there had been a video like this to tell me all the things I had to figure out myself. So a little background on how I know what I'm talking about, considering I haven't actually gone to USC yet. So how do I know what I'm doing? Well, they had a spring admit day at USC where all the spring admits were invited to USC, obviously, and there was a panel of past spring admits, people that were sophomores, juniors, seniors, and they talked about what they did their fall semester and what they regretted not doing. And from that, I learned some stuff on how to pick courses, and I will share that with you in case maybe when you go to spring admit day you don't learn the same things, or maybe you can't make it to spring admit day. Let's get into the video. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. There are 4 major websites that you'll need. I will link all of them in the description box below. The first one we're gonna be looking at is the GE program requirements. It's either a community college or study abroad college that you will be attending your fall semester if you choose to do that. Mostly you will fulfill GE requirements. So let's just look at what GE requirements you need to fill in the first place. So what I was just doing is taking like a notepad or a Google Doc, whatever. You can use stickies like I am, and then just writing out each of the requirements. So these are what you'll have to fulfill when you get to USC. So now that we have a list of all the GEs that you need to fulfill, this is the same for everyone at USC, mind you. No matter if you're majoring in computer science, you're majoring in journalism, you're majoring in film, doesn't matter. Everyone has to do these GEs. So once you have this list down, you want to see which ones are knocked out by your APs or IBs or whatever. So over here I have the AP exam credit at USC, and I'm just going to go ahead and go through and remove from my list of GEs over here the ones which my APs fulfill. So I didn't take art history, I didn't take biology, I did take chemistry, so GEE, there's one of those, I can get rid of that. If you took more than one of these APs, I also took physics 2. It doesn't help you for that category. See, I only needed one GEE, so it's redundant to have both of those APs, but it's okay. And then so I also took macro and micro and calculus, so GEF is done. I didn't take any history, so I can't remove any of those. I didn't take any languages either. An interesting thing to note is that sometimes APs will count for more than just a GE. So chemistry counts for 105A. So I'm gonna write that down because while it's not a GE, there are still options for how that could help me during my fall semester, and that could change which courses you might take. So if you've taken chemistry or biology or really any of these courses, just keep that in mind that this level of class will already be fulfilled. So I'm gonna write that down, chemistry 105 AL, and then I'm also gonna write down mathematics AB because I didn't take BC, which was a mistake. So that gets me out of math 118 or 125, which they have different numbers, but they're both calculus. I've looked it up. Okay, so that's about it for AP exams. I've taken psychology and I've taken economics, but those aren't related to the major that I'm going into. If those are related to the major that you're going into, I would probably write them down on the sticky as well, just because it'll come in handy later. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to this page where it is my degree requirements. Obviously, you'd want to look at your respective degree here. You're probably not majoring in computer science. If you are, then this will be even more helpful for you. But if you're not, look at your own degree requirements. So one of the main things that they suggested taking, which is, it's not necessarily considered general education, but it is a requirement for all majors, is composition and writing. So it's called RIT 150. I'm gonna separate this into two things: what I need, what I have. So I'm going to add to this list, what do I need? I want to take RIT 150. Chances are your community college or study abroad option will have RIT 150, almost all of them do. And then, so for me specifically, I already have Math 125 for my AP. So what I'm going to be looking for is Math 126, Calculus 2. For basically all other majors except for engineering related ones, you'll need a foreign language. If you're studying abroad, I would really suggest you just take the foreign language that whatever country you're in offers. But since I'm in Viterbi, that doesn't apply to me because I don't need a foreign language at all. If I were you, I would add a language here as something that you want to take. I don't know, it's up to you. Now that we have this kind of comprehensive list, I have these GEs remaining. There are these basic level classes, which it would be nice to fulfill. RIT 150 being the most recommended. And then I have this list of what I have. So actually, that's a good point. For me, I have to take a basic science, which is 8 units, and that's a course sequence. So it's not just random science class and a random science class. It is a consecutive progression into a harder level of a specific subject. So for me, I have Chem 105A, L, from taking AP Chem. So that actually gets me out of the first half of this course sequence. So what that means is I also should be looking for 105BL. Let's get on to how to decide which courses to take. So now that I have a very comprehensive list of what I have and I have some ideas of what I want to take, I'm going to look at the potential school that I would be going to. So you're likely going to be going to a community college or studying abroad. And what you would do here is you would go and you would type in your local community college. For me, that would be De Anza. What a lot of kids tend to do is go to Santa Monica College, which is like a 30-minute bus ride from USC, and they will get housing right across the street from USC at this place called Gateway. So people will live in Gateway and they'll commute to Santa Monica College, take their classes during the day there, and then go back to their apartment and hang out at USC so they can integrate in the social life. So assuming that's what you're doing, it's probably the most common option. Let's just look at the classes offered at Santa Monica College. So the articulation agreement is basically a very direct way to figure out which courses you can take at a specific college to earn what credits at USC. These are the GEs because that's what they assume you're most likely going to be earning from these community colleges, so they have them right off the bat first. So over here I can see what I need. I need an A, a B, a C, and a D, and then I also need a G and an H. If I'm picking 5 classes, I really do want to get RIT 150 out of the way because it's just best to do that. It's a hard course at USC, and it's probably going to be easier at community college. It's kind of a nice way to avoid taking a difficult class. I'm just going to go look for RIT. Any course below fulfills the lower division writing requirement if completed after graduating from high school. These courses are also listed in Part 2 as equivalent to RIT 130, which is the same as RIT 150. That means I know I want to take one of these 2 courses. When it's time to register for classes, I'll just search up English 2, and then I will pick whichever one best fits my schedule. RIT 150 is done. I don't have to worry about that. The next one I'm going to worry about is calculus because I don't want to fall too far behind on my math. So I'm going to look for a calculus equivalent. They offer really high levels of math here. What I'm looking for is Math 126, and I found that here. So the course I would be taking is Math 8, I believe. I can get rid of calculus. So those are 2 major classes that you will definitely want to take. Probably replace calculus with something major specific to you, maybe the language, which I don't have to take. I'm just gonna look for another major requirement. So Chem 105B, let's see. I can get credit for Chem 105B if I take Chem 12 at Santa Monica College. So I'm gonna put that down here. Now that I'm done with my most important ones, I guess, you wanna look at GEs. So the really important thing about GEs is that some of them count for 2 categories. So you'll be taking 1 class, but you'll be accomplishing what counts for 2 at USC. The way these double GEs work, they will count for one of these first 4, A through D, and then they will also count for G and H. There are only a few of them at each college that USC has articulation agreements with, so you just have to look carefully. The ones that tend to give you multiple credits are political science. So I'm gonna look at political science right here. Any of these 5, 7, 22, or 47 will give me what I'm looking for. Well, okay, here we go. Political science, 5, 7, 21, 47. So I could pick any of these, 5, 7, 22, 47, because they also fall under social analysis. I'm just gonna pick political science 5 because I don't know the difference between any of them. That is something you would 100% want to look into. Don't just randomly pick a number. They are completely different courses. They will have completely different contexts. They may be like European politics. I'm taking a politics of genocide class. That's the one that I'm taking that's counting for 2. And I know that counts for social category C, so I can delete 1 category C. Remember, I need 2 of those, and I also need 2 category Bs. And then I can also delete a category G because it counts for both. It sounds weird, but trust me, that's how it works. So now I have room for 1 more class, and I'm gonna wanna do another one that doubles up just to maximize efficiency so that I will have the least amount of courses left when I actually get to USC. I'm left with category H to fulfill, and the common one here, I guess, would be philosophy. Let's see. There are all of these, and for philosophy here, 3, 4, and 22. So I would suggest taking philosophy 3 maybe. Honestly, I don't know. You'd have to see the classes, but philosophy 3 is part of category H, and it's part of category B. So I'm gonna put down philosophy 3, and that gets rid of a B, and that gets rid of an H. So in this hypothetical scenario at Santa Monica College, I would be going into USC with 4 GEs left, and then I would also be done with my writing class, my 2nd level calculus class, and my basic science progression. I feel like that's the best way to maximize the classes you take at a community college or study abroad. If we look at a study abroad college like the one I'm at now, there are way fewer courses that transfer for credit. So that's something you have to take into mind if you're really trying to knock out specific classes. In coming here, I sacrificed taking Chem 105B, which would have been helpful to say the least. There are far fewer classes that transfer for credit. There are no classes that transfer for category D, so you can't even do that GE. There's none for category E. So that's definitely something to take into mind. And the course-to-course equivalencies, there's also less of those, so you won't be able to fill specific classes. Fortunately, there is still a writing class. English 110 is still here, so I got that out of the way. There's also the higher level math, which is the highest level math they offer here, which is calculus 2. So I was fortunate in that respect. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope that helped you figure out what classes you'll be taking, and I hope you have a better idea of whether you can study abroad or not, and if so, what you need to prioritize when picking classes. Leave a like if this video was helpful. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I don't have any commenters, so I will definitely answer your question if you have any. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.